going for you.
Welcome guys, Brr-zerker here. I got the build video you guys want. It's a Spore Warden build video. It's going to be short and sweet, pretty simple. The only gun I use is the liquid cooling. My opinion, no other gun hits as hard as the liquid cooling. Not even close to being comparison. The enchant that I use is while action skill is active, increase 50% frost damage, which is really good. Hell yeah. Of course I'm going to take that. My action skill is active all the time. That's what this whole build is running around. I use the pickaxe to pick up gold. You get a stack of spell cooldown rate, action skill cooldown rate, and when was it only for 5 seconds, but it stacks up 5 times. It's pretty good. The rings, pretty simple. You want the rings when your ward's not full, the effects are increased by 100%, but you also want some decent attributes. The ones I have are not the greatest, but I'm using it because this one gives me 30% gun damage with no shield, and then this one's decent, dealing damage to bosses, increases effect by 100% for a moderate amount of time, so that is good. The shield, my opinion, best shield in the game. Wall ward is depleted, gain 17% damage reduction, and gain 100% damage increase dealt to enemies nearby. And then you also, on spell cast, increase gun damage by 30% for 10 seconds. So, my opinion, best shield in the game. There's another one that gives you rate of fire and something else. I have that one as well. Um, necklace, necklace gives me frost damage, 34%, Spore Warden 29, gun magazine size, status effect damage, and then I don't really care for the bottom one. I wish I can get a better one than that. My favorite spell to run on this character is the inflammation spell. It is ridiculous. You got a 6.8 cooldown, it stacks up 3 times, and it just does insane amount of damage. And especially ad control with this thing. Like if you're getting overwhelmed with ads and you just spray one and they're all close to each other, when you kill them, that one's gonna blow up, and the status effect is gonna hit all the other ones, and then when they die, they blow up, and it's like a chain reaction. It's crazy, beautiful. The mod. This is very key. My go-to when I'm looking for mods, honestly, don't give a shit about the attributes. Well, yes, the attributes do take a huge, you know, in the build, but you want the Wrath of Nature. You want it to have +3 on it, but if you can't and you can get +2 with other good attributes, then I would go for it. But right now, this is by far the best mod that I've found with with that skill on there. And trust me, when I show you the skill tree and show you why we spec into that skill, the Wrath of Nature, and it's the middle one, you'll understand why. But we get 30% ability crit hit chance, 30% gun crit hit chance, and 25 gun damage. So that is good. But yeah, like it again, you guys like the gun. Like there are some other good guns. Like I got the Volta Ruby Spite. That one's really good. If you don't have the chilling, try this gun out. That gun is freaking nasty too. But the liquid cooling is just you can't beat that gun. For my hero points, we got 35, 26, 12, 35, 17, 20. And then we'll go over the points. So I only have 4 point. I have 4 points spec'd into my companion dude. I don't care about him doing damage. All I care about is him surviving and taking aggro. With this skill, he takes aggro. With this skill, I only want him to heal me. That's all I really care. If he's there to heal me, he gives me an additional 15% damage, and it's just there's so many times where like there's no enemies and something blows up and you get one shot, or you're in a sticky situation where you're on a boss and you die, and this motherfucker will come up and heal you. It's pretty awesome. But if you wanted to take the points out and spec into somewhere else, you can. But to be honest, you're not gonna. There's really nothing that's gonna really benefit. Like you can do this one, but you have to ADS for the whole time to get the full buff, and as soon as you don't ADS, you lose it. So not really worth it. But you get gun damage here, 20 gun damage. Like I said, add control. He picks you up. You get magazine size ammo regeneration, which is pretty good. 50% crit chance, companion crit chance as well. Then you get 12 rate of fire, which it stacks 12 movement speed and rate of fire, and it stacks by 2, so you get 24. An additional 25 gun damage. Then you have a chance of 35% for chance for additional ricochet, which is pretty good. And then here it is, the Wrath of Nature. Whenever the Fate Maker deals ability damage to an enemy, the affected enemy takes increased damage from all sources for a duration. So if you're using this in a group, every time you use Barrage, it's going to be pretty much buffing your teammates 90% for 12 seconds. Or depending on how, if you have actions, if you have things spec'd into action scale duration and stuff. So it might last longer than 12 seconds. Then we go spec into some frost damage, 5 in there. We do the 3 to slowed enemies, more damage against frost. You're pretty much getting another 50% right there. And then on my gun, you got that 50%. That's 100% frost damage right there. Then you Fate Maker does bonus damage when you're close up and damage reduction when you're close up. And more movement speed and frost efficiency. And then we use this one, dealing damage while saving your soul partially restores the save yourself meter. The more damage is dealt, the greater the restoration is, which is actually really good. And then when you get picked up or when you kill an enemy, you pretty much become enraged. And I feel like it's pretty much proccing this every time I kill an enemy and wake up. So the build shreds. I got a myth rank of 128. I have a lot spec'd into loot luck. I went for loot luck first, then I went for frost damage and status effect. Then I went for strength, constitution, dark magic, and then I did gun damage first, and then went to rate of fire, and after that I'll do magazine size. But yep, this is the build. More will be coming. You guys like it? Hit that like and subscribe.